And we got the numbers from Maruti as well. Didn't look very impressive, at least at the first glance, because there was a 10% decline on a month-on-month basis. But let's try and understand the reason for that. Mr. Shashank Srivastava, the Senior Executive Officer, Marketing and Sales, Maruti Suzuki India Limited, joins us on the show. Shashank, hi. Thank you so much for making time and speaking with us. That's exactly my first question. Optically, the sales on a month-on-month basis show a decline of 10%. What went wrong? Was there a one-off that really impacted your numbers?
Yeah, so if you look at the domestic sales actually went up by about 8.2%, 136,000 against last year's number of 126,000. So domestic sales went up. There was a decline of about 17% in the export numbers. And that is why you see that overall number coming down when you put domestic and exports and the OEM supplies put together. The OEM supplies also declined. So domestic Maruti went up 8.2%, exports went down 17%, largely because many of the ships which were expected to leave in this month couldn't, because they couldn't dock in the Gujarat ports because of the cyclone Biparjoy. And that is what delayed the docking of the ships, which meant that we could not export those vehicles from the Gujarat ports in the month of June. But otherwise, I think as far as the domestic market is concerned, we have shown a growth of 8.4% against an industry growth of about 1.9%. And that's the reason why you see Maruti's market share going up in the month of June by almost 2.4%.
Okay, so the market share has gone up by 2 percentage points, and that's because the domestic sales have been good. But you talked about the export sales dropping in the month of June due to the Biparjoy cyclone, etc. But does that mean we should expect some bunching up of export in the month of July? Are you on track for your internal yearly target for exports?
Yes, you should expect that. And also for your reference for the year, our projections remain the same. Last year, our numbers were 259,000, and we expect to exceed this number this year as well.
That's good to hear when it comes to the export sales, that you're on track to achieve your target. But separately, you did point out that, for Maruti, the domestic sales have been better than industry. But then there are dealers talking about that there's a drop in new inquiries, that they had to increase the discounting, etc. Is that something you can confirm for us?
Yes, so I keep saying it's a tale of two cities. Overall, the inquiries actually went up in the month of June by about 13% for Maruti Suzuki, and of course held by our new launches of Fronx and the Jimny. But the dealers are also right in the sense that the inventory for some of the models have gone up, and that is where the supply has been quite good. As you know, for the past couple of years, we've been struggling with the semiconductor component issue, and that while it has got better, there are still some models where we are not being able to supply, and those models are the ones which are having where dealers don't have stock and which do not see any discount, and in fact there is a long waiting period for the models. The pending bookings for Maruti, for example, is 355,000. However, there are other models where supply has been very good, and there the stock levels in some of the models have gone up beyond 40 days. And that is what the dealers are referring to, and they are right. And in these models, the discount levels would go up expectedly, and they have gone up. And that always happens, that discount is a function of the mismatch between demand and supply, and that's what we are witnessing at the moment. So on one side, many models having long waiting, and on the other side, some models having larger stocks and hence higher discounts.
Shashank, which specific models are we talking about witnessing these discounting? And are these the likes of Baleno, Wagoner, or the higher value models like Ertiga?
Yeah, so here I would like to distinguish between fast-selling product, as you said, and discount. There could be fast-selling products with discount, because discount is whether a model is fast-selling or slow-selling, is the proof is in the volumes. So if a volume is large, means that it is selling fast. However, discount is a function of the difference between demand and supply. So I'll give you an example. WagonR has, to your specific point about the specific models of Maruti, we have the Alto, Espresso, Celerio, and WagonR where we have higher discounts, and also a little bit on the Baleno and the Swift. But these are some of the largest selling models in the industry. In fact, the number one model, the highest selling model in the industry is WagonR. But it has a discount because we have been able to supply even more than what the normal demand is. So yes, you could see selling models also having discounts, and that it largely depends on the supply. On the other hand, take a product like XL6, which we do about 3,500 or 4,000 numbers a month. It is not in the top 20 models, so it does only 3,500, 4,000. But there is no discount because we have not been able to produce as much as the demand is. So you could see a low discount or no discount in a product which has got small volumes, and you could see high discounts in products which have got large volumes like the WagonR.
So that does clarify that, but you talked about the demand-supply gap, and one of the issues on the supply side was the semiconductor, right? That caused a huge loss of production last year as well. My question to you is it continuing? Is it worse than what you factored in? Is it better than that? And when are you expecting a respite?
Yes, we saw, for example, last year we had a loss of production almost 170,000 units. Q3, 45,000, Q4 about 38,000. We lost numbers in Q1 as well this year. And however, we have seen, as I had discussed last time in the last month's interaction as well, that we will see an improvement starting from this month. So there are some models like the Ertiga, the XL6, the Brezza, the Vitara, the France, Jimny, etc., where we have seen long waiting periods, largely because we've not been able to supply the vehicles because of the semiconductor component shortage. This is likely to improve starting from this month. We hope that Q2, the numbers will be much better. Although we do not have a definitive product projection going forward because the visibility of the component availability of semiconductors is rather limited. But I can say that while there has been a loss of production in Q1, Q2 looks to be much better than Q1.
Shashank, the market is curious to know your game as far as the most interesting part of the SUV space is concerned. The above 20 lakh offering, that is where your offering was missing, and now you're looking to compete in that space with your upcoming Invicto, the launch of which will be on July 5th. You're already getting a lot of inquiries and bookings. What kind of sales do you expect once it goes on stream?
So Invicto, we started the bookings already, although we haven't announced the prices. We'll announce it at the time of the launch, the 5th. Yes, we've got about 6,000 bookings already. That's pretty good for a segment which will be definitely above 25 lakhs. And yes, the preparations are going full on. In fact, I'm at the moment in the room next to the hall where we will be launching the Invicto day after tomorrow. So preparations are all in full swing.
Okay, Shashank, we'll let you go on that note, and all the best for that launch which is lined up in a couple of days. We'll expect to hear from you soon on that as well.